Heavy rain, strong winds continuing across the state this morning. In fact, the worst conditions moving into the state right now. A very heavy rain and likely some of the strongest winds of the entire day moving into the Portland area right as we speak. And 63-mile-per-hour gust recorded in Portland. That's one of the strongest gusts the Jetport has ever recorded.
The former baked bean plant may be the best example of just how high the water got here in Portland. Salt water backed up into the storm drains, bubbling up and flooding Marginal Way. Several vehicles had water up over the doors on Marginal Way and Somerset Street. At least one had to be towed. On the waterfront, the 14-foot storm surge flooded parking lots and piers along Commercial Street.
It's prevalent really all along Commercial Street on the pier sides this morning.
Portland Public Works Director Mike Murray told us this flooding had nothing to do with the overnight rain and everything to do with the high winds and storm surge.
It's another day after a big storm where you've got a high tide, storm surge. Good news for Portland residents is that we lost a lot of snow overnight.
Floodwaters also caused all sorts of debris to wash up onto the waterfront.
A lot of debris coming in, a bunch of buoys, a nice keg, 4 kegs come down here, and CO2 so you can run the keg.
One big sign that there was flooding here down on the beach are these massive piles of sand left behind by the tide coming in and then washing back out. You can see they're just lining the beach here. But just hours ago, police had declared this area a flooding emergency. The main road along the beach was shut down for hours, just completely overtaken with water when that storm surge came in. And many homes here in Hampton Beach also completely surrounded by water earlier today. CBS Boston reporting that firefighters rescued 15 people, many calling for help when the water started tripping their electricity. We spoke to one resident who says the water made it up to his lawn, but he says he's grateful to not have any damage to his home since a lot of homes in the area had several feet of water in their backyard, and now he's just worried about what storms like this could mean for his hometown.
You're always concerned about floods like this, especially when they start happening more, and maybe it helps people wake up a little bit that there is climate change going on and we all need to do something about it, because if not, then we lose nice places like this to be able to visit and live.
We've lost probably 7 or 8 docks. Everything else in here has been lifted up and removed.
Mike Pryor works with 26 fishermen at the New Harbor Co-op. Now, none of them are able to bring their catch onto this dock. It's too weak after being damaged by Wednesday's storm.
We are non-functional. When you don't have access, we're in trouble.
Governor Janet Mills touring that wharf today alongside Maine's Marine Resource Commissioner as a part of a statewide damage assessment.
So we know that while you've got a wharf like across the harbor here, it looks fine, is not fine, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage to them.
The governor says that infrastructure damage takes a toll not only on individual businesses, but to the whole local economy. And she continues to urge fishermen to report any damage.
Places that I love, everybody loves, and places that are so important to our economy, like this co-op facility, and the effect on the economy to this area, to this region, and to the whole state of Maine is important to recognize. And
Pryor is grateful for the state's support and will take any help he can get after being pummeled by Wednesday's waves.
Been an eye-opener to what the ocean can do. It's a lot of power.
Luke's Lobster at the end of the Portland Pier is picking up the pieces and hoping to open back up as soon as possible. Fortunately, it wasn't until the floodwaters went down that they realized the damage was minimal.
We feel a lot better than when we were standing on the other side of the flood looking over here nervous.
One pier over, Harbor Fish Market was astounded by the rising tide.
We had some big waves coming right all the way up to the building over there, even floated away at oil tank, and the dumpsters, we had to tie them down.
They say the water didn't make its way into their shop, but it was a close call.
In the back of the building, there was some water coming up through the floorboards.
Business has been booming for Lawler Electric since the December 18th storm that caused devastating flooding.
We've been out straight. Ever since the last storm, we were doing storm damage and then came into this. So it's just a lot more stuff.
As As for the Portland Pier and Luke's Lobster, that roadway was closed for much of the day Wednesday as city workers are assessing the damage.
Whenever there's wind and waves getting into the bay like this, you're concerned for everybody's livelihoods and property. The water level was way higher than expected.
I am evacuating my mother-in-law's things from her house at Higgins Beach.
Kristen Valdmanis and her family own this waterfront home. Luckily, her family and 83-year-old mother-in-law got out safe.
So she and her dog were perfectly fine, but the property was not, obviously. See that we lost her wheelchair ramp, we lost some stairs, outdoor furniture, surfboards.
During the storm and even today, waves are still reaching all the way to their house, ripping off shingles and damaging this wall. Terry Lynn Dubril lives down the street and is shocked by the damage caused by the storm.
I've been in this area my whole life. I grew up here and I've never seen a surf like this. It's incredible, the power of this ocean and the waves, and it's exciting, but it's kind of scary too.
Scarborough Deputy Fire Chief John Brennan says this storm required all hands on deck.
We're still currently assessing that damage. We know we do have damage in our Higgins Beach area. There's some seawalls, retaining walls that we know have been compromised.
Here on Beach Ave in Kennebunk, the scene looks very similar to the one in Scarborough. The homes are further away from the ocean, but that didn't stop the storm from causing damage.
And
that was right here.
Yeah.
John Gerard lives nearby and says this entire road looked like a river during the storm.
It was 1.5 feet of water in this road, if not deeper. It was impressive, but at the same time it was scary.
Some folks are waiting it out to fix their damaged property until this weekend's storm passes.
And we're not going to try cleaning up until that one's passed, and then we will come over and assess what we really need to do.
All those years it's been there. At least everybody's okay. It's just so hard. So hard.
We've been trying to retrieve anything that's still intact for her and leaving it up on the head of the dock.
Local contractors have stepped right up.
Crews are grabbing debris like docks reduced to nothing, hoping to get it out before Saturday's storm.
I'm so happy with the progress that we've made today. I can't thank everybody enough here that's done the work.
Homes, businesses, everything's just a mess, and we're struggling.
Brooke Connor's business was pretty much spared, but she knows what it feels like to lose so much. The Seagull shop burned down in 2021.
Luckily, the community stepped in, and so it's my turn to step in and help them, hopefully.
Just next door at the Pemaquid Point Lighthouse, crews are figuring out their next move. What's it like to see all this damage?
It's a lot. It's almost unreal.
Water got into the building, fences cemented down were pulled up, and the walls of a bell house built in 1897 were knocked out.
They're going to work on something to stabilize the inside of it so it can hold up through the weekend.
Since it's historic, the Parks and Recreation Department director knows it will be more difficult to repair, but is confident it can be done.
There's a lot of people that care about this getting rebuilt, and we're going to try to rebuild it the same as it was.
That storm overnight and into this morning completely washed away the dunes here at Willard Beach. You can see a lot of this vegetation just completely wiped away, as well as a lot of the sand. The storm also took out a big portion of this fence that's blocking off some properties near the beach. You can see residents right now actually trying to build that back up. The dunes here are meant to protect wildlife and infrastructure in the area, and city officials say they did do their job since no public infrastructure was damaged from this storm. But with the powerful waves from this latest storm, the dunes themselves were wiped away.
The water is much higher than it's ever been. In living memory, it certainly came into the yard and through the fences and over the dunes, and much higher than anyone has ever seen it.
And this isn't the first time this has happened here at Willard. A big storm in 2022 wiped out these dunes as well, and the city did work to rebuild them, replanting the dune grass in this area to build the vegetation back up, and investing in a $20,000 project to lay Christmas trees in the dunes with the hope that the sand would build back up over those trees and create a stronger barrier. City officials did say for both of those projects, it really would take years to build the dunes back up, and this latest storm just didn't give them that chance.